Hi everyone, I'm here today to show you Colonial's acceptable use policy, and this is a public service announcement. Did you know that the 4 top visited websites in the world are Google, Facebook, YouTube, and Baidu? Which of these do you visit on a daily basis? I bet you visit at least 1 or 2 of these on a daily basis. So what is Colonial School District's acceptable use policy? Essentially, it's a policy that has a set of rules and expectations that students must follow when accessing the internet on an electronic device that's owned by Colonial School District. These rules are put into place to keep students safe and to ensure that they do not harm themselves or others while using those electronic devices inappropriately. So essentially, it's Colonial's acceptable use policy helps keep yourself and others out of harm's way when you are using those electronic devices. It's a set of rules that are put into place to keep you safe and to keep others safe. So simply put, the acceptable use policy keeps you safe while accessing those websites that I had mentioned before, Google, Facebook, and YouTube. It's a set of rules that pretty much tells you exactly what you can and can't do when accessing the internet. So where can you find the acceptable use policy? You're going to start off by typing in Colonial School District's website, www.colonialschooldistrict.org. You're then going to be brought to a website that looks like this, and you're going to click this 3 lines up at the top here and go down to the very bottom and click Tech CSD. Once you get to the Tech CSD website, you're going to go to the top here where it says Procedures, Policies, and Forms, and you're going to click the Student AUP. And that's exactly where you can access the acceptable use policy for students. So just a few definitions that I thought were very important. Netiquette, which means net and etiquette. Simply put, it's how you should be acting when you are using the internet and when you are using devices. How you should be acting appropriately when using the internet. Internet safety is essentially just rules that you must follow in order to use an electronic device. Just like we have rules in the classroom, we also have rules while using the computer. Consequences for misuse. In Colonial's acceptable use policy, essentially the consequence is that the device will be taken from you for a period of time and further disciplinary action will be given by the administrator of the school depending on what they see fit. I'm just going to go over 1 or 2 of these things that you may see in the acceptable use policy. You can view it on your own and look at all the different things. The things that I found to be the most interesting is all students will be assigned a unique login and password for their exclusive use. Login and passwords cannot be shared with anyone. So you should not be sharing your login with anybody, and you should not be sharing your password with anybody, nor should you be using anybody else's login or password. And no material of sexually oriented or illegal nature is to be produced, transmitted, or deliberately viewed. So you really need to make sure that you're watching appropriate stuff and that you're accessing appropriate stuff. These are just a few of the many acceptable use policy rules that you can see in the acceptable use policy. So at the beginning of every year, you're going to be asked to sign a new acceptable use policy. You're going to review the policy with an adult, and both you and your parent or guardian will be asked to sign the policy. Then by signing the policy, you agree to be safe. So my whole thing is I want you guys to go look at this acceptable use policy, look and see. You now know why it's so important. Now look and see exactly what the rules are and make sure that you're following the rules when accessing devices in Colonial School District. Thanks for watching.